And we were able to accomplish so much by doing this. You know, there's a book out there that's called The Secret. I don't know if any of you have read it. My brother-in-law turned me on to that, Eric, turned me on to that book. And when I read that book is when I understood everything that my husband was trying to tell me to do. But I was following his footsteps, so it didn't really matter. I was just doing whatever he was doing, and I was seeing that things were happening. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. But when I read that book, I recommend it to whoever hasn't read it to read that book. It's amazing. It really brings it to tuition. Ooh, this one's a hard one. Practice forgiveness. Guys, this was extremely, extremely hard for me. And I'm not talking about just to forgive and not to forget. You know, that's hard. I'm a victim of this. At the very beginning, it was so hard for me to say sorry or to practice forgiveness. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. There's not one person in this room that can't say that they don't make mistakes. So you have to make sure that you practice forgiveness for yourself, because all that brings is negative energy. And when you have negative energy in your life, there's no way that you could bring out anything positive. Everything you do seems to always turn out bad because all that anger, anything that you have, whether it's with your spouse or your business partner or with life itself, you have to learn to be able to forgive so that you could have that positive energy so that you could get things clear and get things done in the right way. I'm terrible at saying sorry or forgiving. I'm Cuban. I don't know if any of you Latins out here, I'm extremely hard, I have to say sorry. I have to say it's my fault. It's awful. Bobby and he's always telling me that, you have to learn how to, be apologetic, but it's hard. It's not easy. But let me tell you something, when you do it, what you're going to get out of it, it's for you, again, forget about who you're saying sorry to or apologizing to. It's you. It's inside. It's what's going to bring out of you that positive energy that you're not going to have that inside just in your gut, like sitting there, I'm mad. They say that there's a couple that I follow that they say it's called the hangover, the forgiveness hangover. When you hold on to not forgiving somebody, it just brings you completely apart. It just brings you like this because you're holding that in there. And in business, guys, the same thing. This is the exact same thing. You have a business partner and you don't like the way they do things and you're like, oh man, but I'm working all day and he's sitting there doing nothing and da-da-da-da. That you just do this. Where's the business going to go? Absolutely nowhere. So, make sure that you practice forgiveness. It's extremely important for you. Okay, so knowing your business and outsourcing your task. So this is something that I learned in BHG. When you're an entrepreneur, you need to make sure that you delegate. You cannot do it all. It's impossible. You can't be good at everything. No one in this room, not even the speakers, nobody can be perfect at everything. So you got to make sure that you let go of the tasks that you're not good at and hire the very, very, very best. You need to be able to let go of your ego and make sure that when you hire or you delegate, that you're going to delegate to somebody that's going to do it absolutely perfect, better than you. They're going to teach you their job because you're not doing that job. It's that's their responsibility. So whoever's going to take that task on, make sure they're going to do it at 100%. So hire the best. And this also goes for you couples out there with hiring cleaning ladies, nannies, chef, whatever it is that you need to hire so that your relationship, so that your businesses are able to take off. Because if you're an entrepreneur and you have business and you don't want to pay that person to come in to clean your house because, oh my God, I could clean my house better than they can. Well, guess what? You just took up 2 or 3 hours of your time that you could have been making hundreds, millions, I don't know, whatever it is. But because you think that you could do it all, that you think that you're the best at everything, guess what? You just lost a huge opportunity in your business. So Sil, at the very beginning when I met Sil, this was something that me and her spoke a lot about, because she didn't want to let go of the babies, right? They're babies, I don't want to let go of them, but I need to stay home. Now I can't get to the office. How do you do it? I can't get to the office till noon because the babies. Well, what was she doing? She was losing a lot of time. And the babies were going to be there. They're not going nowhere. Yeah, you do lose a little bit of time with them, but what are you doing? You're able to create generational wealth for these kids that you're leaving behind. And you single people that are out there that don't have a spouse, and you can't clean your house because you're a business, or you don't have to let go of anything. Like I said, you could do it all. You could do it all.